If you have to leave your brush for a while, it's better to leave it sitting covered in paint. You don't want to leave part that you've been painting with uncovered because it'll dry and stick in the brush. But ultimately, usually what you want is to not dip your paint any higher than about here on your paintbrush. Okay? And the reason being is it just keeps your brush better over time and flexible. But me, since I'm a stickler for cleanliness, I'll keep this wet the whole time, even if I have to submerge it, and then when I go to finish up, I'll make sure and use my wire brush and I'll clean it so it'll be okay. It'll be just like it was new. So the secret for getting a good paint line is to do what's called kind of bang loading. You dip the brush in, and then you kind of bang it against the walls a little bit. None of this scraping it off the can. You want to make sure you've got the paint on the brush. So then I kind of like to just get a little bit of the excess off there. And then this paint actually is going to help us kind of double as a line. And you can see how I'm kind of just going over the tape anyway, because I want to paint this line of caulk that they've got exposed. Because what they did is, when they built this place, they painted it, and then they put the trim on, and the paint and the trim didn't look right, so then they put a bead of caulk over it, and we want to go ahead and paint that bead of caulk. You want to hold this brush here at the base as well. That's another key ingredient. So you're kind of using it more like a, see, I'm using it like a pencil. So when I get to something like this, I can really just kind of cut in, and it's not much different when you, so here we are, we're going to bang load again. There we go. So you just kind of find your edge, and then you're just kind of running along it. And a lot of it has to do with how hard you're pressing. And then what I'll do then is I'll go back up here, and I have a little excess I wiped off before I started, and I'll kind of brush that in. Just a little. That's how you cut it in. Pretty simple. That's just holding here, and again, get a little excess off after you bang loaded it. And then you kind of work to kind of just find your seam a little bit, and then once you found it, you can really just sort of run right down in. And that's how a pro gets a nice clean line. And you can see from here we don't have, there's some good lighting. You can see from here we don't have it all over the side of the trim. See? It's just on the wall. And then you can see here, nice clean line. And that's it. Next step here is take our roller, take our bucket, and start painting. Like I said earlier, we like to use the bucket. We've already got the fuzzies off with our tape. Now we're just, I did a nice deep plunge, got it nice and soaked in there, so for this first round, I'm going to make sure I've got all the excess off here. I think common sense will guide you. Make it a little bit off, and I guess do a W is pretty good, but you know, that's pretty much it. I think everybody knows how to roll, so I'm going to go ahead and conclude that as the how-to portion for the day. I think I'm guessing you guys got it from here. Our finished product right here. So we've cut in around our doors.